My Enneagram is a type 3. For those of you who don't know what an Enneagram is, it's an online personality test that categorizes you into 9 types based on your deepest goals and fears. So, I'm a type 3. You may be wondering, Ishi, what on earth is a type 3? So, type 3s, also known as achievers, strive for success in everything. We view ourselves based on how other people perceive us. Our basic goal is to be desired, and our basic fear is feeling worthless. Now, when I realized that I was a type 3, everything made sense. I realized that every action I'd done and my whole personality depended on my want for success. I truly believe that I was pushed out of the womb, ready to go achieve things. Now, wanting to achieve things and being ambitious is not a bad thing. However, it can easily spiral out of control, which is exactly what happened to me. Now, to understand a bit more, let's go back to 4th grade. So when I was in 4th grade, I got my first phone with unlimited access to the internet. Now, for a child, this is bad for a lot of reasons. I'm sure I don't have to explain. But one of the reasons that affected me most was that on the internet, you can see what every single person is doing. And this meant that I could see everybody's successes, which made me feel very insecure. Social media has this habit of praising achievements that kids accomplish at a very young age. And that made me feel bad about the things that I was achieving, which was nothing. When I was in 4th grade, all I did was chase boys on the playground. I felt very insecure about that. What made it worse was that my dad would praise these kids as well, and I craved my dad's praise at that age. I felt so unworthy for not knowing how to multiply huge numbers in my head or being able to spell complex words. I'd always been praised for being above average, but seeing all these insane kids made me feel anything but. The little type 3 in me wanted validation and acceptance from society like these kids were getting. It made me question my self-worth and wonder if I was even really good at anything because I wasn't getting the validation that these kids were getting. So right there and then, I made a promise to my little 4th grade self. I would try to find any talent or hobby and be the best in it that I possibly could, so I could show off to everyone I knew and everyone on the internet that I was just as good as them. And thus began the search for my it factor, you could say. I loved Taylor Swift at the time, and by loved, I mean obsessed. So I started playing guitar and I started writing songs. When that dream died, I moved on to YouTube channels. I started posting craft videos and origami videos, and I actually made several YouTube channels. But when they didn't take off as fast as I thought they would, I gave up. At around the end of 6th grade, I got super into reading and writing. I remember I was writing a story for my English class when I realized, hey, writing is really easy, you know? I could totally become the first child author to make it onto the New York Times bestsellers list. There's no way it could be that hard, right? Wrong. Anyway, so this daydream fueled me enough to start writing my book immediately. However, I wasn't really focused on my book. I was just focused on the aftermath. I rushed through the plot, the dialogue, basically everything, just to get this book finished. When I finished the book, I self-published it on Kindle, and unfortunately, you are not sitting in front of someone who has been on the New York Times bestsellers list. Now, my dad sent this book to everybody in my family, and I did receive the compliments and praise that I wanted. However, I still wasn't satisfied. Only my family had read this book, and additionally, I hated what I wrote. I wasn't proud of it because I didn't spend any time on it at all. I started doubting my abilities as a writer and wondering if I was even really good at anything. The truth is, when I was doing all of these hobbies, I wasn't really doing them because I enjoyed them. I was just doing them because I wanted to achieve success so bad. For example, I liked playing guitar, but I was only pursuing it because I dreamed of my names in billboard signs and I wanted fans to be screaming my name at me. It was the same with the YouTube channels. I didn't even like crafts. I'm really bad at art, but I was just doing what everyone else was because I wanted to be validated through likes and comments. I wanted success so badly and so quickly that I didn't realize that it's a process. I didn't even want to go through the process, I just wanted immediate results. I didn't understand that not going through the process of trial and error would never grant me true success. Because of this, I started getting really upset at myself when I couldn't succeed at things immediately. Because if other people were so good at them, why couldn't I just be good as well? Soon, this stress spiraled into anxiety. I started believing that everyone hated me and that everyone thought I was incompetent. I would get frustrated at myself for not knowing how to do simple things, because if I couldn't do big things like celebrities could, then why couldn't I just do small things that any normal person could do? At one point, my anxiety got so bad that I couldn't even leave the house because I was so scared of being judged. After opening up to people, I did end up fixing my anxiety. Well, not fixing, but it got better. However, I had only fixed the side effect and not the root problem. I was still very prone to anxious breakdowns, and I was still super insecure about not achieving anything significant. So, you can imagine when I took my Enneagram test at the beginning of the year and realized that I was a type 3, I was shocked. Everything I read in this description was 100% accurate. It made me realize how unhealthy my mindset was and how I was spending so much time on my future and focusing on achieving things and not on things that actually mattered. I wanted to change my obsession with success and my unhealthy mindset immediately. Since then, I think I've come a long way. The type 3 in me is still alive, but I've learned to tame the beast. I've learned to tell myself that it's okay to be bad at things. It's okay to start from zero and learn. And it's okay to not even achieve anything significant right now. I mean, achievements are still credible when you're old. I mean, look at my parents. They're very successful people, and they're what? They're like 75 years old? No, I'm kidding. Being aware and accepting a problem is the first step to solving it. Now, an online free personality test was the way that I solved my problem or became aware of it, but hey, if the shoe fits. I still get very jealous of child celebrities now, and I still do get stressed about achieving things. But now that I'm aware that I have this problem, and now that I've accepted myself for it, I've learned to manage my stress 100 times better. Thank you.